Child, so last night Cardi had JT running around like a hamster with his leg cut off, cleaned up off the leash, Nicki's leash. Exactly. She had the girlies in a frenzy last night going back and forth. Saucy Santana over there bopping. Over there bopping to Magnet, talking about some, I'm just in the bed rubbing my feet together. Knowing you used to be cool with JT. Saucy. Speaking of Saucy, his album releases today. I think I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it and tell y'all what I think. It's called Hot Look, I think. Hot Sauce. No, it's called Hot Sauce. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about all the JT and Cardi drama. Nicki chimed in being pressed as a panini. It's really giving Cardi got the girls in the frenzy. Cardi team might be a marketing genius. Because with all of the disses, the offset, the pregnancy, all of the girlies coming out, she really sweeping the girls. And she's slated to be number one. Exactly. With over 200,000, 200,000, 205,000. So, exactly. Shout out to Cardi. Exactly. We're going to talk about that. We also going to talk about Tisha Tuesdays. Girl, I guess since Love and Marriage Huntsville is in the trash till November, and it was trash for the past few episodes, Tisha then decided to talk about financial literacy. She ain't talking about the show no more on Tisha Tuesdays. And my whole thing is, if you was gonna talk about financial literacy, why didn't you get old bankruptcy Betty over there, Destinite? Why didn't you get Destinite to join you? Because if anybody need some help with budgeting, I think that bitch probably needed. I don't know, but that's just me. Anyway, so we also gonna talk about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Mama and Bambi back on good terms. Spice about the knock Zane and Ashley head together like they some Coco Bangos or some shit. Anyway, so that blue Smurf is dominating love and hip hop. So we're gonna talk about a lot, friend. Get you a little cocktail. Exactly. I'm gonna leave Love and Hip Hop Atlanta last, so y'all know how I do. I'll put the timestamps in the comments. So I got you, friend. So before we talk about the messy shit, let's talk about Trump ass. Girl, first of all, so today, this is breaking news. There was a shooting at an ICE detention center here in Dallas. Allegedly, so this is what the report says. At least one person was killed and two others were wounded in a shooting at the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Facility in Dallas this morning. Law enforcement officials said investigators said no federal agents were shot, but the detainees were among the victims. So they're claiming that a sniper appeared from an elevated position, and they say it's not apparent who the gunman was targeting, but the gunman eventually died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So obviously this man wasn't a professional. Not that ain't funny. Look, may he rest in peace. But not you a sniper from on top of the building and then you snipe the shit out of yourself. I don't know how that worked exactly. But what's sad is this news just broke a few hours ago. It's all over the news. I actually got this information from the New York Times magazine. 2 people are wounded and all of the things. First of all, it still behooves me that we have concentration camps in 2025. They call it a detainee center, but if y'all actually look at it, these are concentration camps. I told y'all about Guantanamo Bay, but I try not to get in politics. Girl, but this is the killer part. So while all of this is going on, I know y'all have heard about the Jimmy Kimmel drama. They got him taken off the air. Disney got him back. So Jimmy Kimmel was back on the air last night, and he was snickling and giggling. First of all, can we say that Jimmy Kimmel is a nice-looking Caucasian man? Then if I get with a Caucasian man, he got to look like Jimmy Kimmel. He got to be tall with that dark, a little salt and pepper, a little something. Jimmy Kimmel is giving Victor Newman in his prime. Exactly. I might give him a quarter pound of cat. Kimmel, you got a quarter pound of cat in me. Or on me. I'm just playing. Anyway, child. So Jimmy Kimmel and Trump been having this back and forth. And this is what Trump got to say. Mind you, don't forget that some folks just got sniped at one of your damn detention centers. This is what you concerned about. at 8 o'clock in the damn morning. This is 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, child. So Trump goes on a rant after Jimmy Kimmel was on his head for 17 minutes straight during his return from his wrongful suspension. He might have to release the Epstein files to distract us from this now. This is what Trump had to say. If he ain't one of the clapback queens, not our president is the clapback queen, friend. But we're going to talk about it. Trump talking about something. I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone. His audience not gone, poo-poo. We saw it, and that's why you mad. Anyway, and his talent was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? Baby, don't get your little blind wig. Don't get your little 27613 in a bunch. But let's be clear. Jimmy Kimmel is funny, and he been on the network for a long time. Longer than you've been in business, bitch. But whatever. It says he is yet another arm of the DNC, and to the best of my knowledge, that will be a major illegal campaign contribution. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. Baby, why is our president beefing with a network, talking about suing the network? You ain't got other shit to worry about. I swear you got other shit to worry about. Bacon is still $19.45. My rent is still $23,400.67. And I better have the 67 cents because my landlord is Asian. No, shout out to my Asian counterparts. But they not letting you slide on that 67. They be like, Jada, the auto draft didn't go through for the 67 cents, ma'am. Excuse me, Miss Jada. I'm sorry. If y'all ever had an Asian landlord or dealt with somebody that was Asian in business, baby, they not letting you slide on. You can pay them $1 million, 200,000. If you owe them $1.55, excuse me, Miss Jada. Miss Jada, it was $1.55 short. It's like, damn, bitch, I'll give you your $1.55. I just gave you $2 million. Anyway, child. So it's crazy that this whole detention stuff is going on. They shooting in Dallas. It's a sniper in Dallas. Well, the sniper is down, but 2 people were wounded. They didn't report any other fatalities or anything outside of the gunman. But while that is going on, while important shit is going on, our president and his 613 is beefing on Twitter with Jimmy Kimmel. And Jimmy Kimmel just being fine at home. Glad he got his job back to talk shit about your ass. Girl, I guess. Anyway, let's move on. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Apryl Jones interview. So I watched the Apryl Jones interview yesterday. It was with what's Chipmunk Cheek name? Carlos King. I was here and say, what's Alvin in the Chipmunk's name? Exactly. I'm sorry, y'all. I do a lot of nicknames over here. If you new friend, subscribe. We're going to have a blast, but we're going to nickname some up. Exactly. Like Long Dick Nick. Oh. Excuse me. Anyway, child. So Apryl did an interview with Carlos King. Exactly. Chipmunk Cheeks. So Chipmunk Cheeks was asking her about how she met Omarion. And this is when I knew the interview was going to be bullshit. Mind you, we already know Apryl Jones is a liar because she used to lie about messing with Fizz and just a whole bunch of little small stuff that just rubbed me the wrong way. She just don't seem like a straightforward type of bitch like I like. So she started off by saying how they met at a gym. Actually, the trainer guy at the gym wanted to talk to Apryl, but he was trying to impress Apryl by saying, hey, I'll introduce you to Omarion. And then Omarion was trying to talk to her. So basically she played the dude that hooked her up with Omarion because he was the one who wanted to talk to her in the first place. But she started off by saying how they had moved in together. They were just friends. It was platonic. They were spending a lot of time together. I was like, child, this sounds like the same shit you told us about Fizz. You told us you and Fizz was just friends for not years, but it seemed like a very long time. It wasn't until Zale caught you and Fizz in the bed. Remember Zale caught Fizz and them in the bed and recorded it and was going to sell it to Jason Lee? Exactly. Had that not happened, bitch, we would have never known the truth. So at this point, we know you a fucking LAB. You're a lying ass bitch. So the stuff that she started out saying about Omarion, about they was just friends, whatever, girly. Anyway, she did say that Carlos King asked her why she ended up getting on Love and Hip Hop. She's originally from Chicago. She said she moved to LA because she wanted to do music and shit. So when she got with Omarion, she said they moved together like 9 months or a year later or something. He asked her to be his girlfriend in Paris. And after she got pregnant and shit, she wanted to be on the show. He asked her, did y'all get on the show because Omarion's camp wanted to dispel the rumors that he was gay? She said yes. She flat out said yes. I think after that, she tried to kind of sugarcoat it and backtrack it, but she did say a flat out yes during the interview. So she said that his team was trying to rebrand him and all of the other things. I wonder, is this after the Chris Stokes and the Raz B, not Raz B, but what was the other member? What was the member that came out with the allegations? Was it Razby? Fizz, Razby. Damn, I can't think of his name. Anyway, so there were allegations that Omarion may have been involved in the essay and the stuff that happened to, some of the other members. We all know that he's cousins with Marquise Houston, and we know his allegations exactly. So I mean, I don't know. Do y'all think Omarion is gay? And do y'all think that they just put him out there with Apryl just to prove that he's not gay? Apryl always kind of gave me beard vibes. And I say this because not only is she just super beautiful. Let's be clear. Apryl is really, really beautiful to me. But when she was crying on that VH1 family trip and stuff, she was crying her little heart out, and she was talking about holding all of these secrets for these men. And she was like, they just use you up, and I'm holding all of your secrets and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, girl, what secrets are you holding for these people? We know all Fizz business because Monique's going to tell us about Fizzle Pop. So I don't think Fizzle Pop is holding a lot of secrets because Monique would have told us by now. But that Omarion, I don't know. I don't know, child. Anyway, so she did say that they got on Love and Hip Hop so people can see Omarion with his girlfriend, with his wife, having babies, doing all the heterosexual male stuff. Exactly. Then he asked her about Fizz and them being in a relationship. And this is when I was done with this interview. I was going to stick around to hear about the Dr. Dre and the Tay Diggs. She allegedly was dating Tay Diggs and all of that. But after this little bullshit answer, y'all, I was done. I apologize.
I needed anything if I wasn't getting sleep.
This is her talking about Fizz and how much of a good friend he was to her. She did mention that she was in a really bad place at some point when her dad passed, and she used to drink a lot. And it got so bad that her friends used to have a schedule to come over and get the kids, take the kids, and make sure she okay. Like, I'm assuming it had to be really bad if your friends plotting on the schedule to help you take care of your kids. I don't know.
You know what I mean? And I was literally at my wit's end. He'd be like, maybe you need, he was there. And so I will say that I'm grateful for him in that time frame. And yeah, things were intimate between me and him, obviously, clearly. But that was a real life that I was living.
I hate that obviously, clearly. It wasn't obviously, clearly, bitch, because we kept asking you about it. Everybody kept asking you about it, and you lied until you got caught by Zell.
It wasn't anything trying to get back at, at the time, it was far gone. I mean, we hadn't been together already at that point, like I said, for 5-6 years. Like, it wasn't a thing. My real life was happening here, and as a woman who was vulnerable and who was going through a lot of things at the time, I just feel like he was there as someone that I trusted in that time of my life. And I didn't feel or see anything wrong with it. I wasn't married. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I had.
The fact that she's saying she don't feel or see anything wrong with it is crazy. Now she does preface this by saying that Fizz wasn't her type. So if Fizz wasn't your type, why would you automatically just go with him? She said even though they were in a group, they were not friends. So she's literally just trying to justify this. I mean, if he was around your kids initially and they were calling Fizz uncle, then you know it's a problem. If you're embarrassed or uncomfortable when you get around a group with your man, then you know.
The kids, they're not cool. Like, to me at that time, it didn't feel, it didn't feel wrong. Now, while I can understand the world's perspective, while I could see,
She talking about it didn't feel wrong, girl. That was all that alcohol.
like, about 6 years now has gone by. And there has been a lot of evolution within me, a lot of growth. And that situation is something that I can also look back on and be like, man, like emotionally where I was, maturity in where I was, and like even where me and O are now. And like, so it was a time in my life where, yeah, there was a lot that was happening and I was, extremely vulnerable, but I wouldn't change it.
The fact that she said she wouldn't change it lets you know I'll do it again. And I'll ride that pony again. If you're on it, it's giving little Fizz. You can Fizzle Pop, you can hit that again if you want to, because Apryl don't regret shit. And she just seems like Apryl just seems like a liar to me. I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about this JT and Cardi stuff, because it was a lot that was going on with JT and Cardi last night. So if y'all friends with me on Instagram, let me try to pull up. I try to pull up some of the tweets, but if you're friends with me on Instagram, I posted most of the receipts. Most of the receipts. So basically, JT just went on a full rant. She went on a full rant on Snapchat, going back and forth with Cardi. So it started out because Cardi was doing a promo thing with Walmart. And she was outside talking and walking and shit. And Cardi was like, I even got your ashy nudes. Not the ashy news, child. Drop the news. No, don't do no revenge porn. But she said she had those ashy nudes. Mind you, subsequently, Cardi had dropped some text messages. And at first, I didn't know what the text messages were saying, but the text messages were between Little Uzi Vert and JT. And he said, you just mad at me and acting emotional because you're pregnant. And Cardi said, I feel bad for all of those babies that your man made you abort. I said. So Cardi saying, bitch, why y'all talking about me for having babies? Your man won't even let you have babies. He keep making you abort your babies. I said, well, that damn. Is that why y'all so mad at Cardi? Because her men want her to have babies, and y'all men making y'all go to the clinic and not even giving y'all the $700. Girl. I'm sorry. It is a real thing. And like I told y'all in my video yesterday, I just think it's so trash and distasteful how so many women are coming at Cardi for getting pregnant. Let this girl have her shine time. It's giving a hoe want to pick on you for anything. A hoe gonna find something. I got the #1 album in the world, and you want to pick on something, bitch. She got these hoes in a chokehold. Anyway, let's see what JT had to say to start the beef off. Now, yesterday, Tasha K dropped the interview with this guy named Chris. Now, Chris has accused Javante. He's supposed to be a celebrity stylist, a sports stylist for like the sports player, kind of like Hollywood Mugler. But Hollywood Mugler is a more certified. Anyway, so Chris has accused Javante Davis of SA2. And now he's accusing Stephon Diggs. He's saying Stephon Diggs licked up in his ear. Then they went in the house and they went upstairs. First of all, if he already licked you in your damn ear, bitch, why the fuck is you going upstairs with him? So I thought it was cap. I thought it was cappity cap. So this is a little bit of what JT started off saying. JT said, Cardi baby father is a gay man, talking about Stephon. Not because of how he dressed or expressed himself, but because Chris said it out of his mouth. Justice for Chris, I stand with the gays. Now, she's basing this off the interview Tasha K did with Chris, where Chris alleged all of this stuff about Stefan. First of all, I found it funny that she said, not because of how he dressed or expressed himself. Bitch, you trying to take your man out because this how your man dressed. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. This is JT man, Lil Uzi. The one on the right, he looked like a crackhead that just then came up off a nightly binge, but he got his purse. I think it's a Christian Dior with the off-the-shoulder dress, with the spike dog collar, with the pink hair. Then on the left, he switched it up to a red 27-piece with a Star Trek, the Next Generation Flintstone type of blouse with the white Birkin, with the red nails. Let's not forget the red nails. Anyway, so this is why she started that out saying, not because of how he dressed or expressed himself, bitch, because your man expressed himself like a gay male and you look like a beard. I'm sorry. Anyway, I found it funny. I know JT always shout out the T girls. She always talk about the trans girls and how pretty they are. And I think it's because JT sometimes gives off trans aesthetic. And we all know the T girls is just top notch as far as the beauty is concerned. Ooh, I ain't gonna say what I want to say. Anyway, so then she hashtags Patriot, CNN, I am Cardi B, The Real Donald Trump, Chart Data, Atlanta Records, Payola, Mexico. First of all, why would you at his team? You trying to get this man fired? Why are you talking about her man and not talking about her? Because she talked about your dog ass man? Then CNN and Donald Trump. I have no idea why she tagged CNN and Donald Trump, unless you want the news to pick up this so you can get some clout. I don't know why she put Chart Data on here and Atlanta Records and Payola. You know they've been saying Cardi has Payola, but my whole thing is it couldn't really be Payola. I was in Walmart yesterday getting me my chicken wings, y'all. And when I tell you this girl was like playing it on her phone, I guess she didn't have her earbuds. She was literally playing it pretty and petty on her phone. I've been playing it all like for the past 5 days. Like, no, I think I don't know. Anyway, this was petty. And then somebody said, bitch, this your man. You got bigger fish to fry. She said, yes, my man does this. Mind his business, works hard, take care of his family. Bitch, ain't that what Stefan do? Except he run across the field with a ball and your man juggling balls in pink purses. I don't know. Anyway, it says inspired his generation and doesn't snatch ass. His style is what made him Little Uzi. We are talking about Chris right now. Focus. No, ho, we can focus on two different things. We could talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Because you talking about her man being gay all the while, this what you go home to. Would y'all talk to a man that dresses with a purse and fingernails? Now, I can only deal with so much. I can only take so much. So, I don't know, child. So, JT also says she don't give a fuck if Cardi sells 1 million copies. She's still a fake-ass bitch, a non-rapping ass bitch. And this is Cardi. Cardi said, I want justice for them babies. Your man made you abort every time. Ask what he told me about how he felt when he wanted to see Brit in that courtroom and she didn't show up. Or do I need to play the audio? And don't let me say what he was saying about Rock Nation. Just ungrateful. So you was talking about Rock Nation too? Girl, and you know everybody act like they scared of Rock Nation. Like you go against Rock Nation and you're going to end up like Nicki, windmilling on the damn internet, talking about they owe you $1 million. Anyway, so these are the text messages between Uzi and JT. So she's talking about coming to where he's at. He's like, you think I ever been through this? Be honest. I love this shit. You love me? This is Uzi asking JT, do you love me? She said, LMAO, you retarded. You make me evil. I don't act like this. So this is what JT said. And Uzi replies, you mad at me? Yeah, but it's just because you with the pregnant. So it makes you even more moody. So it's giving, Cardi got text messages saying that you was pregnant, Pooh. What happened to that baby? What about that baby? What about that baby, JT? I don't know, child. But JT,
so he didn't give you the bread that you were asking for.
Okay, and this is a tape that Cardi posted, and it says Chris lied because he was stealing and got caught. There's receipts for that. He lied on Javante Davis too and changed the story 1,000 times. Now, in this audio, you hear Chris admitting that he took Stefan's stuff. So after you took Stefan's stuff, then you went and did an interview with Tasha K and filed a police report. It's giving capology. JT also went on a rant, and it sounded so stupid, child. I was just like, oh my God. I didn't even know this girl was this corny. Let's go to my page real quick because I posted it.
A thing. This rat ass bitch, right? This bitch supposed to be a motherfucking brim, and she threatening to snitch on some motherfucking body because she don't have anything to say about a bitch. That hoe is a loser. Wait, no, I got two things to say. So
that even sounded dumb and childish. No, I got two things to say. You need to have a lot to say, bitch.
Then she said, I'm gonna tell everybody nation what you said, what he said. No, not just that. The bitch trying to spread fake tea about abortions when she stood her illiterate ass in front of millions of people and said she stands for pro-choice. Drops bomb. I can't take the dumb bitch serious.
Not drops bomb, girl. This is so true. Y'all, JT is trash, and now she's allegedly. This the last clip. Now JT is allegedly in the booth. This was her at 5 o'clock in the morning. I guess she's saying she got in the booth last night.
My lips are dry as fuck. I ain't even took a motherfucking water break. At all. I was trying to tell you. My motherfucking lips is dry as fuck. But you killed it. You did your thing. My lips are dry as fuck.
So it says fans say JT was in the studio cooking up a Cardi B diss track. Cardi really did get under her.
She got my news. Revenge porn? Weird ass bitch. Fuck you got my I got your everybody got your news in they motherfucking phone. I bet it ain't no glass object up my pussy. I bet it ain't a room full of niggas and bitches. Scripper. Get your crazy ass on, fucking stripper. Talk about somebody's fucking news.
Girl, the fact she going in calling Cardi a stripper, like we know she a stripper. We also know that she's a #1 top selling rap artist, and she did double. She slated to do double what you did. Maybe triple. Maybe even triple. I don't know. Tell me who y'all got with the JT and Cardi stuff. Nicki Minaj also chimed in. Girl, she dropped a tweet with a date. So people think the date is for her upcoming album. Why is the date in March of next year? It's giving, you can't take the fact that that Cardi is about to chart a #1 album. She has, I'm going to stand 10 toes down on this. We're going to be singing Cardi songs on her album for way longer than we ever sang those Pink Friday songs. What was her #1 song? Everybody, everybody. Are we still singing it? Does anybody saying play everybody in the club? No. But we will continue to sing Cardi songs. And that's just me being a rap girly. I'm not biased. I'm not that much biased. I don't like Nicki attitude. But it's given, bitch, how pressed are you that you got to drop some shit because Cardi is getting all this praise and her album is tea? That's all you could drop because you couldn't get on her and say her album wasn't tea because then everybody will know you a hater. So, girl, I guess. Anyway, tell me what y'all thought about the Love and Hip Hop stuff. Tisha, I was going to talk about Tisha Tuesdays, but like I said, she ain't even talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville no more. All she's talking about is financial literacy and budgeting with a savings. She said she's going to give the people a budgeting worksheet. You can email Tisha for a budgeting worksheet. It's giving... If you were smart, if your team knew what they was doing, you would come out with a workbook, a mommy workbook, or a mommy and wife workbook on how to budget and handle your household. come up with a cute little book. I know you always copying off of everybody. So since ain't nobody did it, the first time, you ain't got nobody to copy off of. But Tisha, listen to me. No concealer, Tisha. Come close, friend. Take your ass out there. Go get you a little book. If you're going to stick with this financial literacy, mommy, wifey, budgeting the home type of deal, do it the right way. And go get Bankruptcy Betty, Destiny over there and come help her out. Please. I beg of you, friend. Exactly. Anyway, I also said I was going to talk about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. To me, it wasn't that good this week. Now, I'm going to give y'all a full Salt Lake City review today. Exactly. Tell me if y'all want me to give y'all a full Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review, because to me, nothing really happened. Mama D and Bam made up. Mama D apologized. Bambi like, I don't know if this real or this fake. Bambi also said she had a birthday party for Zylo. Her, I think Zylo is the daughter or the son. I'm not sure if it's the daughter or the son. But Scrappy didn't come, and Scrappy was invited. Exactly. So she was mad. I mean, I don't know. Scrappy is trash. And I think baby mama number 3 know that now. And she said she feels sorry for Bambi. Why did she even marry him? Spice ended up getting into it with Ashley. She said that she'll bop both of their heads together like a bongo. She also said that Zane was looking on her friend in London. Now, Zane was all up on the friend and all up on the girlies. Do y'all think Zane was really cheating in London? Because that's what Scrappy said, but Scrappy laughed it off. And that's why Ashley is mad at Scrappy. That's why Ashley mad at Scrappy. So is it true? And Spice just put it out on the table because she was like, you picking and choosing. You ain't asked me about that suck your mother shit, but when you're around Bambi, you is picking and choosing. And I will say that Zane and Ashley were being messy this whole trip. Y'all was being messy. Because even with Mendici, Zane kept playing in Mendici's face. Mendici gonna get you, Zane. He gonna get your ass. And then Ashley gonna say, when Mendici say Yandy in Greece, Ashley gonna say, well, Yandy do act like she Carmen San Diego. So maybe the Greek visitor said or some shit. Girl, it was crazy. So if Spice go in on Zane and Ashley, that's all on y'all. It's gonna take both of y'all to beat Spice. That's what it's giving. Even though I don't fuck with Spice like that. What else happened? They never told about Selma in 24 hours having sex. But since Zane was pussyfooting around and bullshitting, Mama D gonna come next episode and put it out on the table. She gonna put her coochie lips on the table. No, but it looked like the dude 24 hours go click out. And then Selma, you African girl. I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot. What else happened? Erica Banks' baby hers failed her. Did y'all see? Erica Banks' baby hairs failed her in Puerto Rico, child. And then Kirk, your punk ass didn't even come. Kirk is such a punk ass bitch. Kirk didn't even come because he didn't want to go face to face or be face to face with Mendici, which is some punk shit. Because you see, Rashida, he told you that you need to go handle that and face off with Yandy. But when it was time for him to go somewhere and be in the same space with Mendici, his ass ain't even show up to the trip. A punk ass lace front wearing faux lace. Girl, I guess, child. Anyway, so tell me what y'all think about all the JT and Cardi drama. Trump clapping back to Jimmy Kimmel instead of addressing this Dallas ICE issue. Apryl being full of shit and all of the things. Tisha being, girl, Carlos King focused on interviews. Love and Marriage Huntsville going down the drain. Tisha trying to do financial literacy worksheets. Girl, Tisha, just tell your team to talk to me, girl. I got to do everything. Anyway, I love y'all. I love y'all. I will talk to y'all later this afternoon. We're going to do a full Salt Lake City review. Tell me if you watched the episode. Tell me if you want to do it live. And then maybe I'll do it live so we can talk some extra shit about love and hip hop and the little stuff that I forgot. Anyway, I love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. I'll talk to you later, friend.